History lesson. Yeah, I know it's boring and all, but today we're going to talk about one war and one war. Just one war. Don't worry, it's gonna be fun. I try my best. Anyway, Vietnam War is one of the longest war the American had fought in a very long time. So why am I talking about this? Well, throughout history, government have been manipulating its citizens to fight for a cause, and propaganda, World War II. Every single war there has to be a cause, and what is the cause? To contain communism. So why am I talking about this? Because I've been living in Vietnam for 14 years, and I've been living for America for 5 years, so I have both sides of the coin. I know some say it's good, some say it's bad, some say, oh, we should do this, we should do that, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. It's over, so 20 years. Anyways, so American had a lot of chance in tactic during the war, and the devastated effect. That's why we have better than they. That's one thing that comes good for the war. Anyway, so review of endpoint. So I want to talk about history of communism and how the American had used chemical during the war, and the devastating effect after the war has ended. So so now I will talk about the history of communism and why America hated it so much. So what is communism? Karl Marx wrote a book called Communist Manifesto, published in 1987. So what does it say? It said it's a form of economic control, I guess, that like no classes will be existed, and no classes should be exist, and everyone should treat it equally. And why American hate it? Because American is capitalism, and capitalism said there should be a class, it should be control, someone is higher, upper, whatever. Someone should be higher, and during that time, Russian adopted communism, and during that time also the Cold War was going on, and communism was spread throughout Europe. Then American had to do it to contain it. That's why one of the things it doesn't want communism to take over Asia. Therefore, Vietnam War. So now I have to talk. I have talked about the history of communism and why Vietnam War has started. I will now talk about the chemical use of Vietnam War during Vietnam War. So Vietnam War has some chemical called Agent Orange, which is requested by the South. I'm stuck at direction. North Vietnam or like South Vietnam, which well, the so-called Democratic Vietnam, let's call it that way. It was requested by its president, and then President Kennedy approved of its use. So Agent Orange, it just basically is a dangerous chemical. It's sprayed through forests and river. But the fact that it's a dangerous chemical is well known to the government. Therefore, according to Chicago Tribune, a article published on May 12, 2013, titled "Agent Orange Tied to Aggressive Prostate Cancer Risk." The Vietnam Red Cross Society has estimated up to 1 million Vietnamese suffer disability and health problem as a result of Agent Orange. So, why is American use this? Because it's tested, and then it needed something else better than nuclear bomb. So better than nuclear bomb to drop on a country, and then Vietnam become its so-called tested subject. After that, the chemical was banned, and then the war ended after 20 years. So now I have talked about the use of chemical weapon, and how it's how it's affect Vietnam today. I will now talk about how the war ended and its devastating effect on both countries, Vietnam and United States. According to archive.gov, an estimation of 58,220 soldiers has fallen during the war, devastating effect of Agent Orange still run rampage on Vietnam today because it had no cure. It passed through descendant, generation to generation. One good thing that I didn't do the PowerPoint because I don't want more of you guys suffer from ecological effect after that animal. Anyways, so now now I will conclude my speech. I have talked about the devastated effect of the war, American relation and communism, and how chemical become a big part of the war. I'm sorry. So next time, if the country go to the war, just remember, everything come with a cost, and everyone go to the war will have to sacrifice. So just remember your soldier, and go American Army, I guess.